here. Check. Check, and then this one. Take, and then take on g2. e5 looks good, hitting both pieces. Escape. Here it looks like first take on d8 to loosen up f5, and when you take it, bishop f5 and exchange bishops, rooks. Yeah. I have to fix something really quickly. Okay, now it's... I'm not sure why is this happening all the time. For some reason I'm not visible immediately on lichess. Take on c6. First take on f1 to not lose this piece, and then escape. Take, and then a4. Wait. Oh, this is checkmate in 1. Now, is it CB or AB? I guess we take on d7 to be able to take on f6. And here I cannot step on the d file because rook takes with check and then things complicate. But if I go here, it's okay. Check. Here. Check. Here. And some queen f1, but what happens if I give a check and he goes to h4? Maybe a simple queen e1 would suffice. King h5, knight f6, king g6, queen e1, queen e8. Oh, I didn't even look at this one, but in this case we... We what? If I take, he has some perpetual. But does he have perpetual? Queen g2, queen f... queen c8 is simpler, I guess. but no, still. Check, check here, queen e6. I can't escape. So if I give this check first, king e5, take. Why is this so tough? Oh, do you escape to f6? Maybe. But that's quite peculiar. Wow. And now I have mate in 1. Sure. I wanted to show this one before I continue. So in case of this check or whatever, queen f8, you escape. You escape to f7. And if you take it, king g6, I suppose, and if you do this, knight f6, or just go back to h7. But I believe this is cleaner because now queen e4 comes, d4 will be picked up, and I think it makes black's life much easier. What is this? Oh, rook e3, and then you attack both bishops. And also knight e7 was a threat, so bishop g4 couldn't be played. Okay, knight g6 here, and then you take it. Wait a second, I'm black here. Okay. So I go king e5 with the idea to get to f4, and I had to go to e5 because I wanted to attack the bishop, so white doesn't have time to play f4 successfully. So king e5, king f4, and now the bishop is unable to help against the h-pawn. So first of all I have to pick up this pawn and then win the game. Knight c3. Oh, wait a second. Knight c3, king c6. Oh, rook c7. I thought about b5 for some reason. Yeah, that was silly. Bishop a6 looks great. Rook e1, king d8, takes, queen c8, king e7, queen b7, easy. And also if king f8, then there's rook g8. So king d8 instead, but it doesn't help. Oh, there's some back rank issue here. Rook e1, because I suppose if you go with the queen, then bishop f1 and nothing happens. So rook e1 and something's gonna happen. Bishop f1 to take with the bishop. Pretty easy. Wait a second. Bishop f1 takes rook c8, king g7, queen d4. I suppose f6. And on queen d7 to escape to h6. I suppose. Okay, d6, natural, d6, d7, king d6, and something might happen. Yeah, I have to push. What else? What else can I do? Knight d5 now also looks pretty strong. And now simply push. Defend. And win. Takes, queen c7, double attack. Whoop. Check. I gotta go to c1, because if I go to a1, queen goes back to d4 and things don't look good. But if I go to c1, queen d4, I guess I go queen e6 first. If king goes to f8, I have rook f1. And if king goes to h8, then I have queen e8 back rank issues, because in current position this is not possible. King has f7 after capture the queen. So, oh jeez. And then I play king a1 like I'm brain dead. Okay. So yeah, king c1 was the move as I spoke, but somehow something happened, some wires crossed, and I played king a1, so queen d4, queen 6, king h8, and then this with the mate. Okay, new one, please cross 50. I'm gonna be quicker with this one because I did this already today, so I'm just gonna get to 50 very quickly and then start explaining maybe and discussing. What to do. Which one takes? Which one goes to d8? I would say this one. Because I suppose if you go with this rook, then he can take on f6 maybe, and then gf, knight c3, he kind of survives. If I go for this one, and he takes now, then... well, I could even take with the rook, I don't know. Or what's the... I don't see it. Oh, now I see it. Bishop d4 and then takes rook f8. Again, not in the best shape possible. h6 promotes to a rook. Wow. Oh, I'm supposed to win this. Okay. Check. Check. Bishop f6. I need to slow down, really slow down. Really slow down. Bishop a3 and win. Wow, for some reason I thought, should I say? No, it's embarrassing. That I could play queen c2. It's not embarrassing, but more sad. Oh. What is this? Queen e5 and then bring it back, push e5 and go queen h6. Potentially. Oh, this one we take with the rook, I suppose, and then go after this pawns. Take a rook. What is this? Knight f4 and we have fork. Oh, take on d6 and chill out. Bishop b3 and if c6 I can take. Well, if I take, he takes my c5, so probably this and king d3. Sure. g2 with devastation. Check, and not here. Checkmate. c5 and take a bishop. Still take a queen and take a knight. Oh, what is this? Knight f6? There's no checkmate on g7, but I can go rook a3 with rook a1 next. d5 and you'll take on c4, have two passed pawns. I think it's quite nice. G4. Well, I guess I cannot push because the G pawn is just way too quick. Peter, hello. Peter Krupenka. Takes and rook e6. Oh. Yes, yes. Super Yoxi is in the chat. Queen f4. Something happens. Now, wait, what's the difference if I go here? There's queen f5, maybe? No? What's the difference? Rook g7, oh. That's a bit bummer. So, not this, because rook g7. Oh, by the way, king h8 can be played. What's that? Wait, queen h6? But I suppose check and rook h3, yeah, that's not really good. Knight f4. Knight d4, queen f1 doesn't work. So let's do this. Check. Check, rook d5, rook e2. Works out. Works out. Tack. Tack. If I could play g4, it would be nice. G4 to stop king h5 in case I give a check, which is unstoppable. Yeah. Yoxi isn't playing, but she will play one day. Not in Budapest, but very, very soon. C5, yeah. B4. Rook c5, and that's the end. 47 daily record. I'm so happy. I cannot hide. Take and rook h3. What is this? Rook c8, queen c8, bishop d4, and some queen f6. Nasty business. Gnarly. Wait, rook f3, bishop f4, and then g3, right? Nemoj samo da se udaviš tamo turistički. Aha, rook f7, queen f7, and then this, take a queen and mate. This one, I suppose king takes, rook c7, knight e7, followed by knight d5. If I take with the rook, g6 hangs, so I guess I gotta go for this and maybe there's f3 immediately and optimism. No optimism. f3 and then push. It'll do. Check and then d7 maybe, or d7 immediately. Oh, d7 immediately works better. When you take a queen, I promote, take a rook. Sure. What is this? Rook d4, queen d4, knight d6. But I don't know. Knight d6 and bishop e7 maybe. Also, this one is good to investigate, like queen e3, but somehow I feel it's wrong. Knight f3 maybe, queen f3, d4. Doesn't seem like enough. So rook d4, this, knight d6. But I'm slightly worried about this knight. Will it get out? But I suppose you have bishop e7 when the rook moves, queen f3, so you know, with bishop d5 stuff. After f6. So I'll do also, this is not to be underestimated. Maybe you can allow yourself to do this, but I was not sure. I mean, yeah, let's go for this one. But I really don't see how is this the end. How is this the end? G6 looks pretty good. Pretty good. Rook h4, gh, and then this. And the point is, in the end, rook on c6 hangs. When you take on f3, take this one. Let's go, let's go. Check, queen d5, rook f1, king g2, and there's still a pin, so I can take on d1. (59) Oh. Oh, I didn't look deep enough. Like, I was looking at this and he escapes on d3, but I have a check, king d3, rook d1. Very bad. Check. If king g8, well, then you can go gf7, I suppose, and On king f8, knight to g5. gf, king f8, knight here, and then take on e6. More than enough. Not king g6 because he can take on f3 and there are these pawns, and black can give up an exchange, but it's not tragedy. So knight g5, and now you oh, on this one you have knight e7 maybe, and it goes on. Wait, king here, here, here. No, but come on, if you don't take, what are you doing? X-ray, Kevin b8, bishop f3 now. Don't allow queen g5. Don't be that guy. And also queen e3. So queen f4 looks quite decent. Defend the rook and covers everything. You cannot do everything with the rook, I suppose. Rook f1. Rook f1 is so bad. Queen goes to e2 maybe and starts complicating. Or no, sorry, queen e3. And now when you go to h1, queen e2. And now you have to defend g2, but rook g1, bishop g2, and perpetual. Rook g2, queen f1, queen f3, and you have this perpetual. So queen f4 stops all of that. Let's hope it's that. Yep. Yep. a3, a2 looks good. Why not? Why not? Takes, queen a4, and then you attack bishop and rook. Who would have said? Knight f6, and then what? Knight f6, and you want to go rook d1. So queen h8 seems like the only move. And then king f7, rook c7, rook d7, takes, queen takes, and that's it. That's good enough. So the point is now not to go here because of queen g7, and you interfere on the d file, and then I can take. We go here. And not here, again, because he takes and goes queen g7. But like this. Oh. Take, rook d3, takes, bishop b5, king e3, queen e2. This rook seems trappable. Oh, I had this one a couple of days ago. Rook c4, e6, and then win it. King f3 to close the escape square for the king, and if he goes g5, I can attack the rook by f5 and rook h1. And of course, if g4 happens, I go to f4. to cut off g5. Now I gotta take, because if I give a check, he's gonna cover. And it's a free rook. Free rook. Rook h3 takes here. Wait a second. Takes here, d5, c3. Aha, d5 I can go here. Why wouldn't I? Now after d5, just go. Go. Queen here. If king h7, something on the h file mates. If oh, there's this one. Wow, impressive. Rook d2 then. Rook d8. Rook d8. Sure, why not? Wait, on check. He goes somewhere, rook d8. How am I actually winning this? How am I winning this? Well, I suppose in the end you have on some rook f7 coverage, some f6 or... Oh, but come on. You cannot play like this. So, yeah. So I thought maybe after queen b1, king... Let's say g2. If he goes back, I can give a check. Takes here, and on rook f8, queen d5, rook f7, because if he steps on the h file, I have rook h4 mate. In this case, f6 would work. But now when I think about it, it might be just bull. Bullseye. Because I might have this and queen h6. If I go here, he gives one more check. No, that's not it. King h2 here, rook dg2. Or queen h6 with f6. Okay, that makes more sense. What is this? What is this? Knight 4 maybe? I would say so. Only I have to be careful not to blunder some checkmate on the back rank, but I'm threatening on g2, so there's no time for rook e1 or something like that. Hello. This one, d5, and things will be okay. Because if I take immediately, he's gonna take on h6 maybe, and that won't be as good. Because after taking, knight g4 might be the move, and It's a little bit annoying. So bishop g7, if ed4, bishop f6. And then you can take with the bishop on c3. So this... What else? e4, still take on f6 and run with the knight. Takes, queen d4. Do I have to calculate some line? Takes, queen d4, queen e3, queen e5, bishop f4, queen e7. And I guess I'm out of woods, speaking of. This loose knight on c5. Bishop d5, wow. Well, king g7, you gotta defend this rook. For some reason, white didn't take on h8. Not sure why. Aha, 1700, okay. So this, king g7. Yeah, what else can I do? I mean, what else? Bishop f7, king f7, queen c4, king e7. And now something nice. Knight d5. So, what can you do besides this? If king f6, e5 is quite strong, I believe, or knight e5 even here. If you go d5, knight d5 still works. And on b5, knight b5, so now pick your knight, pick your poison. Oh, that's the end. So touching. This has to be the move. Knight d4. Disconnection. Connectivity issues. Or maybe it's... I thought about bishop d4, but bishop d4, rook g4, bishop f6, and things are not quite nice. Knight d4, f3. What happens then? Or did I miss something trivial? f5. Oh, it's f5 because bishop hangs on h3. knight d4, f3 takes. f5. What do you do? Rook g8, rook g8, bishop hangs. And I cannot take on f7. If I could take on f7, then queen h3 wouldn't work because of queen g8, but queen defends it, which is quite bulletproof. So f5, yeah, it looks good. Let's do it. Not my fault if I make a mistake. Queen h3. And that's it. And that's it. Check. Wait a second. f5. ef, knight f6, and then I'm forcing the queen off this pin. What do you say? 5. Yeah, it happened plenty of times to me that in consecutive puzzles the same move wins. Knight f5. Wait, but this is b6. Smells like b6. Or knight b3, a b3, queen a1. Oh, yeah, that's more like it. Knight b3, a b3, queen a1, and if rook abandons the f1, then rook e1 forces the matters. Knight b3. Yep. No need to doubt. Oh, this one. Knight b5, queen a4, b3. That seems too good to be true. Well, I think when we go to b5 we cut off the queen, because if we go to d5 he has this queen a4 and he has c6 available, so I think it's because of that, but I cannot be 100% sure. Oh yeah, queen c5 immediately, yeah. Yeah. Other moves lose the e5 pawn, so let's go with this one. Oh. Anticlimactic finish. Takes, a2 with this. Takes, a2. Rook a1, rook b8. Back rank is weak, so you cannot do anything here. I gotta go for this very confidently, arrogantly. Knight d4. Because if I take, then bishop takes and this pin is impossible to break. I mean, it's possible to break knight d4 and knight f5 and you pretend you have compensation, but is that really a way to play? Didn't think so. So this, if knight f6 back to defend the bishop, I can take and then take on h5, so that is nice. Oh, but I missed one small detail here. Queen h4. What happens then? Queen f3 maybe? And then you threaten to capture. Also, I would consider a move such as knight g5 maybe. But I think knight d4 just does much more damage. '82. That was quick. But let's not finish quickly. Queen f3. Queen f3, bishop d4, hg, bishop f2, and then, well, we go king f1 maybe. Simply as that. Knight f2, queen f2. What's up with that? This was some Marshall, I suppose. When I see something like this has to be Marshall. Queen e4 looks decent. And the point is, if you take on e2, bishop g3 will decide it if king f1, queen h1. So this one, if bishop d5, well, I can still take like cd and still have devastating threats like queen f3 with bishop g3 or something similar. If you look at these pieces, they're just misused. Does this seem sound? Queen e4. What could white respond? How can white respond? If king g1, queen g4 check, and then two bishops will be too strong. So I think I'm supposed to play like this. And win the whole thing. So now, g6, yes or no? Probably no, because he has check and h6 in worst case. So rook d7, queen e3, king b1, and I cover knight d1. Clever. Very clever. Rook d7. You cannot cover on the 7th rank from this side. When am I doing the simul? I'm not sure, maybe tomorrow. These days I'm more preparing the content for longer videos than doing streams. So rook d7 seems like it's gonna do the job. I don't see how does black save the game. Rightfully so. Check, or this one. Oh, queen c6. He's gonna cover. He is gonna cover. So queen d8 looks much better. Almost like in queen endgames when you have to give checks which cannot be covered. Queen d8, king a7. What is this? Oh wait, but c5 hangs, doesn't it? In it. What a guy. What a guy. Bishop d5, king to b8, queen b6. Just give a check to step aside from rook c3. Just don't allow funny business. What is this? Queen d3 and ab3? Or is it... Could it be ab3 immediately? Tricky. Oh, but no, not immediately, because he takes and takes on b3, so I gotta give a check, take on d3, and then take on b3 to create a mating net. Yes. Do I think Gukesh will go 7 out of 7? But wait, he drew Rapport, right? You mean Erigais? I could be wrong, I didn't follow that closely, but I think Erigais has 6 out of 6. And Gukesh drew Rapport the day before rest day. And what happened? But I think he drew some games even before Rapport, I don't know. I could be wrong. Arjun plays who? Yu Yangyi? Or no, they all shifted one board up. So maybe he's gonna play Wang Yue or. So wait, today it's Gukesh Wei Yi, Prague versus Yu Yangyi, and who's the board for? Wang Yue or Bu? Bu. Oh, I think it's ED6, and the point is after takes Rook G6. I would like to capture this rook with check, and that's what Rook G6 allows me. King D7, Queen E7, King C8, Queen takes on F8 with check, and then. Aha, so it's yeah, he is likely to go 7 out of 7. I like his chances. Because if I go Queen E7, King C6, I cannot afford to take on F8 without check. Because he has Queen D4, Queen D2, Queen B2, and that's gonna be ugly. But this one I can afford. But even then, what's my next course of action? Like Queen F8, King C7. Do I just go Queen C5, Queen F3, King C1? Ah, yeah, escape checks. Queen F4, King B1, and his B5 pawn hangs. And also Queen C6 check is unpleasant, so yeah, works like a charm. Queen C5 defends D4 and puts my queen in a better spot. I hope it's that. Doom. Yes. Yeah, his live is 2791 too. Very close to 28. He's so good at beating these 2600s. It's such a good strategy by Indian team to put him on a lower board because he's so versed against those guys. Maybe knight to d5 here to have bishop e5 or bishop f8. Depends on what he does. Like if he moves the knight, then I need bishop e5. If he doesn't, I can do with both. Well, if he goes b4, I have to go bishop f8. So yeah, maybe it's this. But I feel like there's something simpler than this. This one feels a bit like an overkill. But it might not be. It might be just because you have to cut off b6, f4, the d file completely. So it might be the right one. Knight d5, rook hangs, so you cannot take it. Creepy chair. I would go for this. If it works, it works. Check. King G1. I guess I go E3 and then if knight takes, take a bishop. If you try to stop, bishop G4. I mean, what can you do? E3, fast and stupid. I cannot take because of queen f3. That's the first thing that popped to mind. But I saw, oh, bishop hangs on c3. That's nice. Oh, he still plays, but I can go back to c6. Come on. You expect me not to see that? Jeez. Disrespect on these guys. What happens? Queen a1 maybe? Oh, but he has queen c2 and queen b2. I have to find a different path. Queen b1. But also quite poor. Quite poor. Or do I just start running? But yeah, queen b2 and nope. And if I give a check, what exactly happens? Aha, maybe it's simple queen c1 threatening queen a3, and if b4 for some reason you go king b3, queen f3, king b4, and there's no good check, and I'm entering on the c file. Maybe it's this, and if you take on f3, king b4, no check, and again queen c7 is a huge threat, queen c5, whatever works. Well, anyways, I have to go very soon, so let's do it. Queen a2. Oh, unbelievable. Check. Here. Take. But then rook g8. Rook g8, queen f5. That's terrible. Queen c5. Oh, I have only one rook. Okay, I have to be... Wait a second, what did I actually do? Like, I'm gonna give a checkmate on g7, so he has to go to f8. Jesus Christ. Queen g7 here. This is checkmate in few moves. Rook f7, king d6, queen d4, king e6, oh. Bishop h3, king f7, queen g7. Okay. This one we take and go to g5 maybe. But that I'm gonna leave for the next time. Yeah. Check out my new YouTube video and also check out my new channel where I post only shorts. If you're interested in only shorts, just join that channel. I think it's this link. I hope. I have only one video out, but it's gonna grow much bigger. Okay guys, I'll see you tomorrow maybe, and have a good day.